Big talker today here in Arizona, a federal judge blocking the Biden administration from ending a Trump-era pandemic restriction for those seeking asylum at our southern border, and that would include Arizona Attorney General Mark Brnovich. He's part of this legal effort to keep Title 42 in place. The question this morning: what happens next? Let's bring in our Joe St. George live from our nation's capital. And Joe, we know the White House was facing pressure from lawmakers, and that's on both sides of the aisle, right? Any sign that they will appeal?
Yeah, Kaley, I think what we have to be prepared for is that May 23rd may not be that hard date for when Title 42 is going to end. That's certainly where the Biden administration would like this policy to end. They believe that alongside a lot of progressive immigration activists, that the U.S. has a responsibility to welcome migrants facing persecution to our border. But the reality is that there are legal challenges now in place that could prevent that. Legal challenges can take some time. And then there's also political pressure. Senator Sinema, Senator Kelly of Arizona, Democrats, not just Republicans here, but Democrats telling the Biden administration to hold on a bit. We may not be ready. That's why May 23rd may not be that hard date. We do expect an appeal, certainly, from the Biden administration, from the Justice Department. They want that presidential authority to end this eventually. But we've seen, Kaley, time and time again over the course of the Biden administration, a willingness to change dates, right? Student loan payment pause. That date has changed several times. Mask mandates. Last year we were talking about the CDC eviction moratorium. That date changed several times. So we may be in a situation here where this date may change, but for now, President Biden wants to end this thing on May 23rd. Some fear a mass migration event could be created as a result.
Okay, so you mentioned our senators, both Democrats, Kyrsten Sinema, also Mark Kelly. I want to ask about Mark Kelly because he did ask just a couple of weeks ago for a detailed plan from the Biden administration on how to deal with a potential surge in asylum seekers. Have you heard about any progress on that?
You know, certainly not to the liking of Democratic senators here on Capitol Hill and Senator Kelly's office. They fear a humanitarian crisis if thousands, tens of thousands of migrants are suddenly allowed to come to the border, say they're seeking asylum, and enter the United States, enter parts of Arizona, potentially. I think Thursday, Kaley, is going to be a key day here in this debate. That's when the Secretary of Homeland Security is going to be testifying in front of Congress. He's going to be grilled on their plan. And if he doesn't have some concrete answers, quite frankly, he'll be embarrassed. So I expect we'll get some more details. Look for Thursday to be a big day where Arizona, the country, will learn more about the Biden administration's plan to handle migrants if and when they come to our southern border.
And you can bet we will be watching that very closely here in Arizona. Our Joe St. George live from Washington this morning. Thank you.